Here's the Defense Force boat leaving Abaco, loaded down with all the hurricane supplies. I just want to say thanks to John Pinder for trying to intervene. I understand that the minister's son is also a Defense Force officer, and I know that Minister Wayne Unruh don't want his sons a bunch of criminals. But it's sad that they are taking all the material. They put a quarter of the truckload that I did the video of. But on that boat there, that big, huge Defense Force boat, there's 10 to 20 truckloads of stuff that was earmarked for Abaco, and is on that boat heading out Marsh Harbor Harbor as we speak on the 15th day. Let me see if I can get them good as they leave Abaco on the 15th. And I would encourage John Pinder to go out to the Defense Force base in Nassau when that boat arrives and offload to see what they have taken out of here. Any other country would be a big investigation. That's why I like America, a country of laws, and nobody, don't care who you think you are, you're able to break the law. But this boat took more stuff out of Abaco than it brought in to help us. How could that be? It's a new government, so the rules should change. There should be an immediate investigation to how this type of corruption could be within the ranks of the Defense Force. This is high up, that they could take enough material out of Abaco into Nassau that they could build their own houses, they could make their own repair, but the people of Abaco gets nothing. In America, when I would have done the video, somebody of authority would have gone at the Marsh Harbor dock before that boat leaves Abaco and make sure that everything that was earmarked for the people of Abaco would have stayed on the island. There ought to be a massive investigation because we know of the corruption of the F&M. But now it's a new day. And the Progressive Liberal Party, Wayne Unruh, ought to make this a priority, first priority, to find out who's the criminals and the crooks in the ranks of the Defense Force, and what are they stealing from the people from Abaco is still going through the storm as they depart Abaco and go around the point there of Marsh Harbor. A lot of corruption is on that boat. I do the video, and if Kai didn't do the video, nothing would happen. But I believe that nothing has happened already, because they told my member of parliament, John Pinder, that they offloaded everything that was on that trailer, all the building material. But they put a quarter of the material that was on the truck at the school, and they put 3/4 of it back on the boat. So somebody on this boat, high up, got more power than my member of parliament, John Pinder. But there goes the last of what is being hateful. It reminds me of in Haiti, as we see the legacy is at the dock. This is a windy day in Abaco, and Defense Forces going into some rough seas, but they just want to get out of here with the goods that they stole from Abaco. And this is what's remaining. All those trailers, they got about 10 of these trailers there, SUV, whatever you want to call them, that is much needed for Abaconians until the government decide what is the DRA going to do. And why are they there? There should be some distribution of these trailers that they got piled up there. All the vehicles that the government brought here earmarked for Abaco ought not be going back to Nassau. They should be given to the agencies. The government agency should take over these brand new trucks, buses, SUV, all those tanks right there. We got a problem with water pressure. All of them was earmarked for Abaco. They ought not be going to Nassau. The members of parliament for Abaco need to step in and to say, we're going to utilize this, all these stuff. We recognize that the district education officer building is on a hill. One of those could be put there. The administrative building is on a hill. One of those could be put there so they don't have a problem with water whenever they get back to some normalcy. But all these things that they took out of Abaco into Nassau, there ought to be an immediate investigation. And the little stuff that they leave at the school is nothing compared to the trucks and the truckloads of stuff that they took on that boat that just leaving Abaco. So if I tell you the boat is leaving Abaco now, anybody who was a Defense Force officer know what time that boat should be in the Nassau. The media should be there. The minister should have his personnel there. And there should be a massive and immediate investigation to how could the people that swore to protect and was sent to protect Abaco and Abaconians become the biggest rings of thieves in uniform. It's unacceptable, and it ought not go unnoticed and immediate. And I'm calling for the bravest administration to have an immediate investigation into the corruption that would deep entrench into the ranks of the Defense Force. It reminds me of Haiti. The missionaries come to help Haiti, but they kidnapped them. The Defense Force came to help Abaco, just like the Haitians in Haiti that kidnapped the missionaries. The Defense Force kidnapped the materials that were earmarked for Abaco and put it on the Defense Force boat, and it's on its way into Nassau and was kept away from the people from Abaco by the Menace administration. Now it's a new day. The question is, are they going to have an immediate investigation when that boat hits the port in Nassau? Kai doing the video. I'm live in Abaco, letting the people in Nassau know that the thieves are on the way with the Hurricane Dorian supplies that they withheld against away from Abaco under the F&M regime. Truly, we have to see that it's a new day by an immediate investigation on every item that comes off that boat that they stole from the victims of Hurricane Dorian. It's one of these Kai care video because I do care on the base of one of the biggest criminal base in the entire Commonwealth of the Bahamas that brutalize, abuse, interfere with our constitutional rights and took away from the monetary funds that was sent earmarked directly for the victims of Hurricane Dorian. Like everything else, the people that weren't in the storm, like the Defense Force senior officers, they are benefited by our suffering from the proceeds of Hurricane Dorian. I'm calling for an immediate investigation because it's hurtful and it's hateful and it's unnecessary to have such criminals in the ranks of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, a force that we should be thanking for coming to help us through all the other thieving that was going on. They became the biggest organized crooks that was sent here by the government, and it ought to be investigated because Kai still cares.